So you have to understand that there is going to be a time period where you're starting to really perfect your craft. You're starting to get so much better at coaching your clients and figuring out what it is that's going to help them the most and your most efficient strategies, etc. But there's going to be a gap, and the gap is not the problem, okay?
You're listening to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. I'm your host, Jill Perrick, a business and mindset coach who specializes in imposter syndrome. If you feel like you're not as smart, capable, or worthy as you actually are, and that someone is going to find you out, then you've come to the right place. I went from being a struggling government worker, working my coaching business on the side, but feeling unworthy and burnt out, to making multiple six figures helping women overcome imposter syndrome so they too can sign clients, make bank, and have the business or career of their dreams. I am nothing special. I have a stuttering disability, ADHD, and I struggle with anxiety and depression. So if I can learn how to feel good enough and overcome my inner imposter, then so can you. Let's dig in.
Hello, my loves. Welcome back to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. And you guys, when you're listening to this, I've already recorded the episodes for December 2024, which means we're almost at the end of 2024. And that also means that we have Black Friday this Friday coming up, which I am super excited about. My Black Friday sale has already dropped as of yesterday, November 26th, and it is going to be live until the end of Monday, December 2nd. So from now until the end of Cyber Monday, which is this upcoming Monday, December 2nd, 2024, you're going to be able to snag my Black Friday deal. So go to the link in my show notes, because we have some insane deals happening on my courses, on my bundles, and some exclusive coaching opportunities for you. Okay, again, head to the link in my show notes. You can grab that link. You're going to have to opt in to get on my email list. And then you can see the exclusive Black Friday sales, because I'm not just like advertising this, right? I'm not advertising this for everybody. This is for the people that are ready to take action, that are going to take advantage of these amazing fucking sales. So again, head to the link in my show notes, sign up there. You will get the email right away for the Black Friday sales page for your coach Jill. And I'm just so excited and can't wait to coach some of y'all and to see you inside of the courses. Guys, this sale is fucking insane, so grab what you can. And I just can't believe that we're at the end of 2024. It's just insane. And for those of you who have planned a wedding, it almost feels like, and I don't know if this is like related to having ADHD, but I couldn't think about anything else but the wedding. Like, I couldn't think about what life was going to be like after my wedding. I could think about up until that point, but then I was just like, then what am I gonna work on, even though I knew like there would be a whole life ahead of me. I'd be busy, we'd be doing things, but it just consumes a lot of what you're doing. And I've actually like been saying this before, but like I was not stressed planning my wedding. I had everything like relatively organized. It was amazing, and I wasn't stressed because of all the mindset and nervous system regulation work that I do. I am glad it's over, but like it really did not have to be a stressful thing, but I still was kind of like waiting for this big event to happen, and then it did, right? So that was pretty much all I could think about for like the last year when it came to my personal life. And then it happened, and then we decided to get a new puppy. Her name is Ruby. She's actually on my lap right now, snuggled up and sleeping. We absolutely love her. If you go to my Instagram stories, you will see her. She's a Chihuahua, just like Hugo is. She's the sweetest girl. She's so smart. She's like sitting and shaking a paw like literally the week that we got her. She's so freaking smart. Love her. And her and Hugo are finally getting along. I think he's even starting to like her a little bit. He won't ever admit it, but I think that he is. So if you want pictures of the puppy, go over to Instagram and follow me at Your Coach Jill. We also went on our honeymoon at the end of October, and that was amazing. We went to this beautiful resort in Costa Mujeres, Mexico, and it was just amazing. We had such a good time. And then I went to the Eras tour with my sister, and that was fucking incredible. One of the best nights of my life. I got the Fearless tattoo the next day. And my girly girl heart that has listened to Taylor Swift throughout my entire like teenagehood up until being an adult. She's only a couple years older than me, so I feel like I grew up alongside her. Her music is so special to me. Not only her older music, but also her newer music, and that was just incredible. So what else happened? We're also going to be moving into our brand new place that I've been manifesting so hard for us. And this is actually incredible because for the longest time, I have always wanted a pool. I have always been that bitch that has been like, I would love a pool. But I'm in Ontario, Canada, y'all. Like, it's not like fucking Florida where every house has a pool. Here in Ontario, not only is the real estate ridiculously overpriced, like you can get a shack for like 800 grand. It's ridiculous. But houses with pools aren't super common. It's not like they're absolutely everywhere. And we have a relatively short summer, so that's probably why. But this has always been one of my dreams because as a little girl, we used to live on the river and we used to go on the lake, on the boat, but I've just always wanted a pool. I've always been so jealous of people that can just go out to their yard and hang out by the pool, right? Whenever we go anywhere, I'm in the pool. I am in the pool. I'm relaxing in the pool. We had a plunge pool in our room for our honeymoon in addition to a hot tub. It was a fucking vibe. I just love a pool. So anyways, we have a friend of a friend that bought a house that he is renting out, and he's renting it to us. He is a very close family friend, and it came out of nowhere. He was actually using this house, and then he just decided to rent it to us. It's incredible. There's a hot tub, there's an in-ground heated pool, there's a sauna, it's big, and it all just really happened right away. And it's just an example of how when you are manifesting something, don't get super caught up in the how. And this is a perfect example for me. I was like, the real estate market is so shit here. We could put a lot down for a down payment, but we were planning the wedding and we were going on vacation and all of these things. And we would really have to completely wring ourselves dry to get even a halfway decent house. And we wouldn't be able to get a house with a pool because they're kind of rare here. So even though I was thinking about this and thinking like, oh my God, I really want a house with a pool, but it's years and years away, I was still putting it on my fucking Pinterest boards. I was thinking about it. I was journaling on it. Like, I'm going to be sitting on the deck journaling about my 50K income months, seeing the payment notifications roll through as I sit and look out at my pool and my big backyard, right? And I thought this could be like 5 years out, 10 years out, and it's happening now. It's happening in like a month. Or when you're listening to this, it's happening in less than a month, right? There's a huge fenced-in backyard, which is great for the dogs. There's a hot tub. I have a big office. It's just incredible that things out exactly how you imagine them to. And I wanted to share that manifestation story with you because I honestly do believe that our thoughts create our reality. The actions that we take are just compounding on top of each other, and nothing is too big for you to manifest. Again, like, I didn't get Taylor Swift tickets when they actually were on sale. We had like 10 people signed up for codes and we still didn't get one. And then the tickets were incredibly overpriced on the external sites, and I was just like, it's okay. We're going to get tickets. We're going to get tickets and we're going to go to the show and we're not going to have to spend a ton of money. And then sure enough, one of my closest girlfriends in the online space has a friend who had extra tickets, and she said, do you want to come with us? And I said, hell fucking yes. And I called my sister because when I feel that certainty, I just know what's going to happen. And certainty is a superpower. It really is. I have podcast episodes, I think specifically in September, on certainty and conviction and how much that those things are going to help you create the results that you want. They're going to help lead people into your offers, and certainty moves mountains. So after saying all of that, let's get into the episode today, which is all about closing the gap between being really good at what you do but not seeing sales from it. So this is a gap that plagues a lot of people when they're signing clients, but not at the rate that they wish that they could be. They're constantly having this conversation in their head of, my clients are getting results, my clients are happy, I feel like I'm in my element when I'm coaching them. I'm getting great feedback from them. So why isn't my income matching up with what I'm doing with my clients? Right? So perhaps you have clients that are always happy and you feel so good after your calls, but in terms of your sales and marketing, you feel like you're just kind of trudging through the mud in terms of getting clients and getting more sales. Again, it just doesn't feel like there is alignment when it comes to the results that you're getting your clients and the help that you're providing to them, how good you feel when you coach them and when you service them, and the actual sales that you're making. So the first thing I have to say here is that there's always going to be a period of time where you have to put in the work before you're seeing the results, right? I always explain this in the way of manifestation, as we were just having this conversation in this episode, as like a big ball coming to you from afar. So from where you currently are, it's a small speck, right? It's so tiny, it's so far away, but you keep doing the actions, you keep trudging along, you keep doing the thing, and the big ball starts to roll towards you. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then when it gets to you, it's a big manifestation. It's actually way bigger than you even realize because of perspective and because you had to make your way to it. Again, it's like ordering something at a fucking restaurant. You can't see it being made. You can't see any of those things, but then it comes to you, right? And the same thing happened with the house that we're going to be getting. There was no evidence that we were going to get this house. There was no evidence at all. I didn't expect it to happen anytime soon. I was so detached from it. And then when it got here, that is a huge fucking quantum leap, right? So when that happens, it was like, holy shit, this is a big manifestation that just came to life. But if I would have stopped believing, if I would have stopped thinking in that positive way, if I would have just completely thought, this is impossible, it doesn't change the fact that the manifestation was coming for me, and it was a big one. From where I was, it looked so small and it looked so far away, but that doesn't always have to be the case. And the same thing goes with the results in your business. There are times where you're going to be putting in the work, your clients are getting results, and you have to get over that hump of discomfort of things that aren't happening in the quiet times, right? It's kind of like when you're in between clients or you're in between sales. There's nothing wrong with that at all. And usually it's just because you're reaping the effects of your previous thoughts, actions, and emotions. And you've heard me say this to you guys before, whatever you are experiencing now in your life and in your business is a result of the emotions and the thoughts that you've been having previously. And that's not to shame you, that isn't to hold you back, it's to show you, oh, like this is the effect of the things that I was doing, saying, and thinking last month, 3 months ago, 6 months ago, etc. And it's the same thing with strategy inside of the business. I see the effects of planning my offers, planning what I'm going to sell, doing what I'm going to do, but I see it down the line. I see it come through in my income down the line, and it compounds and stacks. And I think to myself, you know what? I just need to start planning things now. I need to start figuring things out because I'm going to see the effects of that in the future. And that's what I started doing. I don't show up every day expecting to sign somebody every day of the week, right? Like I've done that before and that's fucking incredible. But for the longest time, I did not get a client or a sale for a week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks. And it didn't matter because I just continued to show up and sell and compound those results. And I knew that the actions I was taking were going to have a huge impact on my results down the road. And they absolutely did. And that's the reason why my income is so consistent, is because I am so consistent. It's because I just tell myself I'm going to wake up each day and that's going to be the day that someone is going to reach out to me. That's going to be the day that someone is going to buy, even if it doesn't. And then I do have those days, and then I don't have those days, but it doesn't matter because I am moving regardless. And then I'm going to have them quicker and with more speed, and it's going to happen over and over again, and the results are just going to stack. They're just going to compound. So you have to understand that there is going to be a time period where you're starting to really perfect your craft. You're starting to get so much better at coaching your clients and figuring out what it is that's going to help them the most and your most efficient strategies, etc. But there's going to be a gap, and the gap is not the problem, okay? The other side of the coin here is that we want to make sure we're not only solving problems as coaches and as service providers, but we're also taking on the responsibility of people that have to sell and market their own services, right? Again, I've told you guys this. I think I was talking about it in an episode specifically this month, but I am not somebody who's trained in sales and marketing. It does not come easy to me. It hasn't ever come easy to me. It's only been like within the last couple of years that it's been like, okay, I am unconsciously good at this, right? It's not something I have to consciously think about. But it was never the easiest thing for me. And as you begin to close the gap, it becomes something that you learn how to do. You learn how to show your work. You learn how to tell client stories. You learn how to create hooks and content that reels clients in. Essentially, it's like when you're in school and you're learning how to solve a math equation and they ask you to show your work instead of just putting down the answer. The same thing goes for when you are communicating to your audience how exactly you can help your clients. So one of the ways that I do this is when I coach my clients, when they get results, I tell the story. Instead of just throwing up a screenshot, instead of only saying, I just got off a call for the From Imposter to Empowered program or the Real Deal Mastermind, I take it a step further and talk about it like, these are the things we talked about. This is how I help them move through this so they can do this, right? The so they can, and we talked about this recently on the pod, is the key part here. The so they can part shows the connection between the work that you're doing with clients and the results that they're getting. So when you take it a step further from just saying, hey, I just got off a call with my clients, you take it a step further and you say, this is what we covered, this is what we talked about, and then you add the other element of so they can, and you're literally showing your work. You're showing what it is you're actually doing behind the scenes. And the same thing happens too for your client results. In telling the story about their results instead of just throwing up a screenshot, how did they get it? What have you been working on together that has contributed to the result? You're not saying, I'm the only reason they got the result. You're saying, this was a result of the client doing the work, taking the action, blah, 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 and the work that we're doing together. So don't be afraid to tell a story behind why your client is seeing these results. And as you begin to turn this into a habit, you are closing the gap between getting your clients' results and actually seeing those results come back to you in the form of sales and marketing. Another piece of this as well is being able to really articulate how you get your clients' results. Now, for the longest time, I focused a lot on just results, and I was wondering why things weren't working. I was like, I'm talking about results. I'm going to help you do X, Y, Z, but it wasn't hitting. And the thing is, it was even hard to get to that place of selling results because of imposter syndrome. So then it just was not working, even though I was talking about results and I was like, what the hell? But then I learned that I had to show my work. I had to show and articulate that this is how I'm going to help you get the results. They want to see the how. And I know that you've heard this before, like people don't want the how. Yes, they do. They want all aspects of the sales process. They want all aspects of the marketing process, and they want to see the how of how you're going to get them to that result, because people need to be able to trust you and know that you are a good fit for them. That this ain't 2020 coaching industry anymore, okay? So that is something that a lot of people, including myself for the longest time, had forgotten to do in terms of really showing that it's not just I'm going to help you do X. It's I'm going to help you do X by teaching you this, by helping you with this. You have to integrate the how, and the how is what sets you apart. The how is the difference between you and that coach over there, that website designer over there. There are so many different things that come into play when somebody decides to work with you, because there are a ton of people talking about results. There are a ton of people saying, I can help you do this, blah, 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 but the how sets you apart. When you don't feel different from other people, that is when you're going to zero in on comparing yourself and not feeling good enough. But there's no reason for that, because what sets you apart is the how you do it. Whether you have a methodology, whether you have a fucking certification in NLP or breathwork or whatever it is, how you help your clients and how you pair that with helping them get results, that's what makes you different. So for example, I always talk about how I use mindset, emotional mastery, and strategy to help my clients hit 5K to 10K plus months, grow their business, increase their self-confidence, all of those things, right? And it's not that I'm just saying I'm going to help you hit 5K a month, 10K a month. It's also the fact that the work that we're going to be doing is on your mindset through emotional mastery and through the strategy that I teach, right? And it really can be that simple, but people want to just feel like they can trust you. When they understand how you're going to help them, even if they don't know exactly how that's going to look, as long as they're hearing it, as long as they're seeing you talk about it, not just saying like results. It's kind of like moving away from that very gimmicky business world, the digital marketing world, the fucking faceless marketing bullshit where people are being duped because, that's what happened in the past is somebody said, I'm going to help you do this. And then that's all they kind of go off of is I just want this result. They get into the container and they're either a scam or the way that they do things is not aligned to you, right? So for example, I had a client who had a coach who was all about engagement and outreach and DMing people. And she told my client, you need to be DMing 300 potential clients a day. That's fucked, but anyways. And her results were really similar to mine, right? But we have different approaches. I would never recommend that, right? We have different beliefs, we have different values. And that is why it's so important to not only articulate the result you can help your clients get, but also how you're going to help them get it. This is why it's also so important to share your belief system, your opinions, to share your values, because you're not just supposed to be a blanket statement like this is how I can help you, anybody can join. We want to work with soulmate clients. We want to work with people that feel like friends. We want to work with people who are going to agree with the things that we do, or they want to agree with the things that we do, right? It doesn't have to be this whole situation where you're working with clients and don't align with the strategies that you're doing. Like that is not a good fit. And that is not why we grew our business. That's not why we have one. We want to enjoy our lives and our business. We want to enjoy ourselves. And that's how people find you. When you are so in conviction of who you are, you're so certain of who you are and who you are in this industry, and you feel really confident about how you're going to get your clients results. And this is not a situation where it's right or wrong, okay? This is a situation where you stand in your power around how it is you help your clients. I don't care if you have a certification in breath work, NLP, subconscious work, or talking working out, Like one of my closest online friends, she uses a lot of fitness related things in her coaching, and that's not what I necessarily am going to be doing, but that's what works for her and works for her clients. And again, we help them get the same kind of results. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that because she's allowed to grow her business how she wants to grow it, and me too. It doesn't mean that she is a better coach than me. It doesn't mean that I'm a better coach than her. There are just different approaches and different ways to do things. And you are going to continue to see the gap between your client results and bringing in more clients when you focus too hard on, I just need to be confident selling results, instead of also thinking, but how am I getting my clients these results? How can I package it up into this sexy little methodology? How can I communicate this? How can I articulate this and myself in a powerful way? Once you have these things down, you're going to see a huge shift in alignment with how your clients are getting results. You're going to see sales bring in more clients and see people regurgitating the things that you're saying online and the things that your clients are saying, right? Because you're fucking good at what you do and you're going to own it. You're good at what you do, and you deserve to see the effects of that come through in the way of new clients and new sales. This component of the Real Deal Mastermind, which is my mastermind for women who are looking to go from 4-figure months to 5-figure months, is designed for those who want to scale their business and their identity, grow their capacity to receive and hold more. They want to become the woman that has consistent 5-figure months. I've been creating consistent 5-figure months in my business since 2020, and when we focus on the mindset, the emotional mastery, and the strategy that I've been implementing with all of my clients since that time, you will inevitably get the results because you're doing so from such a holistic place. You are doing so from your identity and upwards, right? Like, we're not just taking the action and then checking to see if the results are there. We are becoming the people that have 5-figure consistent months. We are becoming the people that run legitimate businesses that people can trust and that people feel like they hit the fucking lottery whenever they come into work with you. That is the vibe inside of the Real Deal Mastermind. You are the fucking real deal, and it's time for that feeling and that truth to be revealed in your sales and your marketing. So we are going to articulate your messaging even further and have you creating the best content you've ever created. You're going to become such a master of your emotions and be able to handle more, take on more, and receive more. You're going to feel like the real fucking deal, not only in your identity, but also in how you're growing your business and how you're scaling from 4-figure months to 5-figure months. So if you want to be a part of this container, there is a juicy Black Friday bonus specifically for the Real Deal Mastermind. So go to the link in my show notes and sign up to get the Black Friday deals, which only are going to be available between now and December 2nd, which is next Monday. And you can also just go directly to the sales page for the Real Deal Mastermind and send me a DM at your Coach Jill on Instagram when you're ready to inquire and see if this is the space for you. Okay, my loves, I love you so, so much, and I will see you in December. Bye. Hey babe, thank you so much for listening to this episode. Screenshot it and put it on your stories and tag me at your coach Jill. And if you really love me, you'll rate and review the podcast. And if you screenshot it before you submit the review and send it to me, I will send you a free gift on me. If you want to take this work deeper, come and work with me in the From Imposter to Empowered program or the Real Deal Mastermind. And finally, if you want just a snippet of my work to feel what it's like to be in my world, then you need to buy my best-selling book, You're Not Special, and you can get that on Amazon. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next week.